So hey y'all, we're going to be talking about predictive analytics today. Well, talking about the Titanic ML competition with the nine. Let's meet our team. So we got Briley, or I'm John.
I'm Riley.
I'm Alexa.
And I'm Cooper.
All right, and then we're going to outline our key objectives here. We got our primary objective of this project was to build a machine learning model that could accurately predict what passengers survived through the Titanic shipwreck. Um, we're going to perform data cleaning, handling of missing values, and feature engineering in the nine. We got to target a score of 75%, and we're communicate results effectively in a professional report and presentation. Here's our phases of data mining. We're going to go through business understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and deployment.
Okay, this is a little bit about the business understanding. So what we did is we used NIME and we were able to achieve our goal of a 77% accuracy rate. And this accuracy score reflects how our model predicts on our test. How we did this is we filtered and modified data, which included sorting by age and gender. And then finally, we sent our data through a predictor using the score function and we got our results. And then this is just a little bit about the Titanic. I'm sure we all know that, but Titanic was one of the most infamous shipwrecks. It was in April 15th, 1912, and some of the groups of passengers were more likely to survive for others. And then this challenge asked us to build a predictive model answering the question, what sorts of people were more likely to survive?
So here's a little bit about our data set process. So there was two different data sets that we worked out of and downloaded. First the training data set and then our test data. We used about 90% of the training data to then use 10% in our test data. In addition to this, some of the just columns that we had would be things like our survival, our P class or our passenger class, sex, age, if there were siblings as involved, also the ticket number and passenger fare, and then for embarkation. So those are just a little bit about some of the variables that were within our data. Within that, if you could go ahead and click to the next one. Perfect. So we downloaded all of our data that we needed for the project, then we put them into the Dropbox. So that was that testing and the training data. And then we begin to clean the data and the following parts, namely one with our age. We had several missing variables, and then also we just got rid of a few, like our cabin, and then converted some of our numerical data, like our P class, into now numerical string data that my partner will talk about in our model building.
So we had to add multiple rules to make our data more clear. And the first thing was the missing value node, which got rid of any values that were missing. And then the second rule was adding the number to string, which excluded some of the data. And then the third rule was adding the partitioning, which used was trained using the training data set for 90% and then validated on the remaining 10% to evaluate its predictive performance. And then the fourth rule was adding the random forest learner node, and the fifth rule was adding the random forest predictor node. And then we added a score note to give us our accuracy score. Then we submitted it to the Kaggle competition on a 2-column Excel file, and we ended up earning a score of 77.99, which was higher than the 75% requirement. And then these are our references. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.